Well, hello, everybody out there in Podcast Nation. This is the Recovery Atheist, and I want to say that I am so excited that you've been able to join me tonight. How's everybody doing out there? Hope you're doing well. I hope your families are doing well. Hope you're enjoying the summer and the weather. It's been an interesting summer so far, just trying to survive. Like a lot of other people out there, just trying to survive. My situation is I'm now working for a restaurant called the Iron Ranger down in South St. Paul off Grand in St. Louis Parkway. It is a great, or Lexington Parkway. It is a great restaurant. Definitely some restaurant that you should definitely check out and see if you like their food. They have a wonderful patio in the back. It's just an amazing place to go and eat and a good place to work. And that's what I'm doing. I'm dishwashing for them right now. Hopefully I'll be able to continue to do that as time goes on. Got updated from 4 days up to 5 days a week now. So that is a good thing. I advocated for myself and asked them to see if I could get 5 days a week and become their primary dishwasher, which I am now, and just come in and do my dishwashing hours and go home. It's kind of nice. I don't have to think about a lot of stuff when I go to work or anything like that. So definitely the stress is a lot lesser on me right now with the job situation and what's going on. There is another situation that is coming up. Place I used to work for, Supportive Living, they have some positions available that I used to do for them on the weekends, a mental health advocate and a recovery coach advocate. They have a day shift. If I could possibly get into that day shift, then that would probably be something that I'd look to do and then maybe cut back some hours from the restaurant. I don't know how that would work, but it would be me working back in my field, which is what I want to do. I want to get back into my field. When it's time, when it's right, it'll happen. It'll happen. Other than that, groups are going good. Things going there. The house managing thing, it's still going, but it's definitely got its hiccups. I'll say a few things about that is, I'm not getting paid to do the job I do, but yet at times it seems like the program people expect me to do stuff that I'm not even paid to do. So that gets a little frustrating after a while when it's like you're taking on other people's recovery. It's like, well, why did you let them use? How did I know they were using? And when will I can't always be there that way to know that. So, I shouldn't have to take on other people's recovery. I have my own to deal with. So today I wanted to get into something. And it's definitely something that lately I've been noticing I'm getting more and more of. And so I want to help you out if you are an atheist or a non-believer. And you're in a position where someone is giving you a hard time about certain questions about you being an atheist. I get it a lot in group where people just can't understand how I don't believe in a God or a higher power. It's like I'm an alien to them. Like they just don't understand it because it's something new to them. Because in the world that we live in today, everything revolves around religion, it seems like, and to have people not be a part of that and actually talk out against it, they're not used to that, and so I get a lot of hardship from people about it, and I try to keep it civil. I try to keep it healthy dialogue when it comes to it, but there are some idiots, that's just what I'm going to call them, that why don't you believe the way I do, and you should believe the way I do, and if you don't, then there's something wrong with you. They just can't get beyond it, and it's really upsetting at times when it's that way. So I get a lot of questions thrown at me. Some are easy ones, some are a little bit more complicated to try to explain, but I'm going to go through the top 10 questions that I have, and that's what it's going to be for this episode. The top 10 questions that I am asked as an atheist. All right. I think let's dig into it. First one is the number one I get asked all the time is where do you get your morals if you do not believe in God? And I'll explain this a little bit to you. I get people to say that, well, because you don't believe in God and the Ten Commandments, and you have no morals, that you believe in whatever is right and wrong, and you decide what that is, and it's if it goes against God or against society, who cares, because I don't believe in morals because I'm an atheist. No, that is such bull. For you to say that or to think that, you're pretty much saying that I'm a bad person by acting that way. That's not the case. I can do things in my life that are just as moral as what you can do in your life as a Christian. Okay? I can provide help to people just as much as you can as a Christian, as an atheist. That doesn't play a role in it. Well, I get the other thing of, well, the Ten Commandments are the reason why we have morals, the thou shalt not kill and all that stuff, and steal. And no. No, 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 no. You have got your facts wrong, my friend. That is not how our society is set up. Society decides what our morals are, what our rules are. There is things today that we can't do that 200 years ago we could do. It was because society decided that it was not allowed. Okay, no matter what you want to say, this is a secular nation. This is not a Christian nation. This was not based on that. We came from England to come here to get away from the Church of England and the tyranny of the church, to be able to believe the way we wanted to believe. And that goes for everything, not just Christianity, all other religions, and that also includes atheism. Okay, so with the Ten Commandments, my morals don't come from the Ten Commandments. Are you saying someone who is Muslim has to follow those Ten Commandments? No. That does not work universally as our way of having morals. Sorry, it doesn't. Plus, to add to it, before the Ten Commandments even came out, Moses already knew what morals were. Moses, he was literally watching a slave master beat up a slave in Egypt, and he ended up killing the slave master. And when he did it, he looked to hide the body and looked around to see if anyone saw him do it. He knew it was wrong. He did not need the Ten Commandments to decide that. He knew it was wrong. Morals are designed by a set of rules set up by society, not by the church, and definitely not by the Bible. Number 2 question. How do you have any meaning in life without God? Wow, that must really suck for you, because without me and God and having that heaven to work for and go toward, and that's the meaning of life for us, how do you have any meaning in life? Your life must really suck. It must be so bad for you and depressing to live life without having God in it for meaning and purpose. I am so tired of fucking hearing that. Okay, I don't need to hear that anymore. Okay, my life has plenty of meaning without a God or a higher power involved. Every day I get up and I have a meaning for what my day is going to bring and what I'm trying to do in my life. I have plenty of meaning that I have in my life and purpose. I don't need an invisible, imaginary friend to be there to help me, to understand that I mean something and I have purpose. To me, that really is small-minded, to think that you have to have an invisible friend to help you find meaning and purpose in life. Really? Your family can't be that? There's nothing else in your life that you can look at as having purpose and meaning? Just God? Very small-minded. Number 3, doesn't it take just as much faith to be an atheist as it does to be a Christian? What are you talking about? I don't understand where you think that this is okay or that this is a good philosophy. This is good question to ask me. First off, faith to be an atheist. You mean having faith that there is no God? I don't have faith that there is no God. There's no evidence. There's no scientific evidence of a God. Okay, I don't have to have faith. The science proves it. The science sits there and says that no, this what you try to sell us and teach us from the Bible, and science will misprove that. I know you'll sit there, well, science, they want to just drive out whatever God means in the definition of God. They just want to be able to say there is no God. No, these are scientifically proven facts. They're measurable. Okay, we can do the math. Okay, I don't need faith to know that I can't see a God. I can't see this imaginary friend that you see. I don't need faith in that. I know it. Faith is having like a belief in something that you don't know is going to happen. Okay, I don't have faith in that. I know from what I see in my life. I know. So no, it doesn't take more faith to be an atheist than it does to be a Christian. No. Remember, I grew up in it. I've ministered in it. No, I know what it is to have faith in Christianity, and I don't deal with the same stuff like that as an atheist. I don't know. Number 4, isn't atheism just a religion? Now, this is a perfect tie-in because people say that, oh, atheists get together and visit with each other, and isn't that like church? You got a special speaker that's talking at the seminar with all these. Isn't that like church? Really? College is like church? Because that's what you do in college. Doesn't sound like church to me. Okay, we're just all the same mind coming together to hang out and fellowship, and it's not a religion. Okay, no more than a chess club is a religion. No more than a basketball team is a religion, or a league is a religion. It's not a religion. We just all think the same way, so we all like being around each other and talking. We do not have someone get up and preach a dogma and preach a list of rules of how atheists should act. No, we don't. We all act differently than other people who are atheists. Aren't you just angry at God? You must have had something bad happen to you, and now you're angry at God over it. That's why you're the way you are and why you want to sit there and say you don't believe in God. No. Wrong again. I get this a lot. Oh, it was because you were raised in it like you were, and you never got to meet, Jesus like you should, and had a relationship with him like you should have. And that's the reason why, is you never really truly were introduced. And I'll get to that question later on. No. I'm not angry. I'm angry at the world and some of the people in it. I'm not angry at God because he doesn't exist. There's nowhere to be angry up there. It's the people that put me in that situation. So a lot of it is me. A lot of it is me having to be mad at myself for the situations I put myself in. If anything, if I was mad at God, that's a cop-out for the decisions you make to do the right thing and make the right decisions. So no, you can't use that against me. I'm not angry at God because I don't believe in one. So I don't know where you're going with that. It's not going to have anything that is going to have an effect on me or make me feel like, that's the reason why. Ooh, epiphany, light bulb on. No, nothing like that. The next one is, what if you're wrong? And this has got something to do with what is called Pascal's wager. With Pascal's wager, what that is the idea of, well, you don't know whether it's right or wrong. You might as well be safe than sorry. And be on the right side, and then if they find out it's not that way, well, so what? You still lived a righteous life and blah, 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 blah. Well, this is what I have to say about that. If you're faking it, if you are not fully committed according to what God's scriptures are and who he is according to the Bible, if you are not able to fully commit yourself to him and you're just going through the motions to try to make it look like you believe in it and you're lying the entire time just to be safe than sorry, I think God's going to know that you're lying. Think about that. Your God is going to be very disappointed in you for doing that. You're lying to God. You're not fully, truly believing it 100% like a true follower should. You're just holding on to the what do they call it? The apron strings. You're not doing anything that's any more holier than I am doing. So Pascal's wager is full of shit. Okay? You either do or you don't. That's anything in life. You either do or you don't. There's no right in the fence. You're going to get fucking hurt. Okay, so what if I'm wrong? Fuck it. I don't care, because I'm not going to be wrong. I don't believe the way you do. So I'm going to sit here and I'll fight you tooth and nail to the end of the road to tell you that I don't believe it. What makes me any different than any other creature that is on this earth, any other animal? When you were born, do you remember anything before you were born? Well, if you don't remember anything before you were born, why the hell would you think that you're going to remember anything after you die? Consciousness is gone. It's gone. Your consciousness is gone. We're no different than every other animal that's on this planet that ends up going back in the ground, dust to dust, ashes to ashes. What dies and goes into the ground springs forth life. What that is the revolving door of this planet, not a God. Not even including Christians. The religion you're believing in was based off other religions that were written and done many, many thousands of years before the Bible was even written. So you're believing something that was taken from many other religions and compacted all together to make one super religion, Christianity. Go back and look at it. Talk to the scholars. Listen to the scholars on YouTube. Do all of that, and they will tell you that it is not as historically accurate as you think it is. Because it's not. It's not a historical document. If it was written today, it would be in the fiction category of the library. Period. It was written by men in a time that they were ignorant, homophobic, misogynistic, sexist, ignorant, on and on. But yet we're going to sit there and follow the words of these men. It makes no sense to me. Not a single thing about that makes sense to me. Why are atheists so angry? We're not angry. I'm not an angry individual. I usually have a good time. I'm angry when people are ignorant and think that they're going to preach to me about what they believe and think that they're going to change my mind. Back up. You're not going to change my mind. Okay, this is who I am. What I have seen to this point, there's no way I can go back. There's no way I can go back and take the blue pill or the red pill in the Matrix, whichever pill it was, and go back and just forget about it. I can't. There's no way to unsee what I've seen and what my mind now sees and what it believes. Just like you believe the way you do, I can't change it. I can say my beliefs on it, but if you don't want to believe it, I'm not going to beat you over the head with it. There's too many Bible thumping from Christians that think that that's how you're going to get to change someone is by beating them over the head with it. It's not going to happen. Just accept it. There's people that don't believe the way you do. Here's the one I was saying about earlier. You never were a true Christian. Ooh. You know, I'm going to disagree on that because there was many times growing up as a kid, especially in my teenage years, that I fully made a commitment. I fully made a commitment to it, believed it wholeheartedly, tried to do the best thing, the right things. Um, there's been a few times I've been in that situation where I've truly tried it. I've truly tried to believe wholeheartedly with it and just surrender to it. Um, I've done all the work. It's not for me. It never clicked with me that way, that I feel like that's the answer to what I need in my life is Jesus Christ. I don't. I don't feel like it's a necessary part of my life to have Jesus Christ a part of it. A man who's been, if he did exist, we don't even know if he truly, there's arguments about it, whether he truly existed or not. But a man that died, 2,000 years ago, no, I'm sorry, I'm not going to buy in to something like that. It's so far-fetched to me for people to believe in that. So don't tell me about it. I've tried, and it just never made sense to me. It doesn't click logically. And that's my scientific mind that I have. If it doesn't work logically, I don't believe it. And the last one, I love this one. Last one I'm going to use is when people say to me, "You sure talk a lot about God. You sure you're not a secret fan?" You sure talk about a lot about God. You sure go in that Bible a lot. You sure know those scriptures almost better than my own minister does, my own preacher. Well, of course we know more about what's in that Bible than the usual Christian, and some ministers for that case. Of course we know it better. We use it to show you how insignificant and how ignorant these words that are written in this book are. We study it, so when you come at us with certain scriptures, we know the contradictions that are in there to be able to show you how what you just said is contradicted by something else. That's what we do. We know what is right and what is wrong when it comes to this, and how it affects children, how it affects old people, and how they get suckered in by the televangelists. How it has been a curse to this world, religion, period. How many millions of people have to die before we see what religion actually is doing to our society? Okay? How many people have to die from bloody wars, from the Dark Ages, and today it's cancel culture where you don't believe in a certain thing I believe in, I'm going to get you canceled because of it. And it goes on both sides, left and right. I'm a moderate. I'm part of the moderate party. I believe both sides have certain things that I believe and agree with, and then there's some stuff I don't. Okay? I think the left-siders are a bunch of crybabies at times when it comes to everybody getting support and help. Well, not everyone deserves it. Not everyone's earned it. That's just the truth. I'm fortunate to have the help I have, but I have put a lot into my life, and I've worked a lot of years and put a lot of money into Social Security and have paid my taxes and have voted and have done everything else. So I just think I deserve it. But there's some people that abuse it. They abuse the system. So it's on both sides. But we talk a lot about God and about that because we want to show you the distortion of your beliefs when it comes to what you read out of that book. It's just a book. It's like believing Harry Potter and that whole thing is real. It's like believing that, what happened in The Lord of the Rings is real, and and that there's a God involved in it if that was written 2,000 years ago. Because it's not, I mean, some of the fairy tales in the Bible are not that far-fetched away from what happens in the Lord of the Rings. You got animals talking, you got angels showing up out of nowhere, blinding lights. I mean, it's just crazy. It's just crazy how people today can still believe in these fairy tales when it is completely wrong what they're trying to teach and sell to people. And so I'm going to be here and I'm going to be an atheist on this channel. I'm going to continue to do what I need to do, but I wanted to show a little bit. I'm an atheist, okay? Big deal. I have no belief in any deities, whether it be God or Satan. Okay? I don't believe in any deities. Some people know that I'm part of the Satanic Temple, that I'm a card-carrying member. But again, with the Satanic Temple, we don't believe in any deities. We don't believe in any gods or higher powers or evil beings or anything like that. We use the Satanist because Satan in Latin means adversary. And so we're an adversary against the Christian right, especially the extreme Christian right, with them trying to dictate school literature and 10 Commandments on the courthouse steps and abortion rights and things like that. We stand up as an adversary against them. So we use the Satanic Temple as the way we word it against them. So I'm an atheist. I'm also a non-deity Satanist through the Satanic Temple. I have the right to have the beliefs I have. I am not going out and beating people over the head telling them to be an atheist. If they ask me if I am, I will tell them. If they ask me why, I will tell them. If they can't handle it, that's on them. If they can't handle it and they want to come back at me and try to throw stuff up into my face and I shut it down, each and every one, with my own way of the truth, which it is, and they can't handle it, too bad. That's not my job to worry about. That's not your job to worry about. Okay? And the last thing I really want to leave with you today is you don't need a God or a higher power to recover in drug addiction or alcoholism or whatever addiction you have. You don't. I am doing it. I don't have a God to pray to or a higher power to pray to. Okay, I have good people around me that I talk to that help me be able to talk things through. A therapist, my buddy Aaron, which I'm over at his place right now, playing some video games and just chilling out, smoking some reefer and doing our thing. But yeah, he like, I'll use the example with Aaron. He's more of a mystical, Buddhist. I'm not. I don't believe in any of it. I find it interesting, but I don't believe in it. I think it's too mystical. But yet we're able to still have a relationship and still be friends regardless of that. And I think that's the problem in the world today. There's too much of a divide to where we're not working with each other. Just because we have different beliefs doesn't mean there's not good things about us that make us who we are and unique and that you might like about that person. Okay, I'll use the example. Can't stand Alex Jones. And he's the big thing that's going on right now. Him and his whole court case. And can't stand Alex Jones. I can't stand him. He is a pain in the ass. I think he's a thorn in the side of society and degrades society with what he does. I think he's a pompous, arrogant ass that needs to be taken off the airwaves. It's personally how I feel, just because of what I hear from him through his show and stuff, what I've heard. But who knows? If I met him in person and got around him, I might give him a lot of shit for doing all that, which we've pretty much found out now he's a fraud. He's just doing it for shock value, which we kind of already knew that that's what he was doing, especially about Sandy Hook. He just opened his mouth a little too far and his foot went in it. Okay? But at the same time, I might get to know him and realize there's good things about him. I don't know. So don't discard someone just because their beliefs are different than yours. they might still have something to bring to the table that you'd enjoy. So with that, I'm going to be done tonight with this episode. I'm so glad that you were able to join me tonight. Remember, you can find me on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Amazon Music, Alexa will play it. I mean, so when it comes down to it, there's so many different avenues that you can listen to me and take me on the go when you're on the go, and I'd like to come along for the ride. Or the walk, if it's a walking the dog, whatever it is, I'd love to come along and have you listen and be part of my show. You can find me on Facebook at the Facebook page, the Recovery Atheist Facebook page. You can find me at YouTube at the YouTube channel, the Recovery Atheist, with a bunch of my videos, including this one. You can also email me at the recoveryatheist@gmail.com. and get a hold of me that way if you just want to chat, talk, topic discussions, interview possibilities, things of that nature. You can get a hold of me. When it comes down to it, the last thing I'm going to say is be safe out there. Remember that you deserve better in life and more things in life, and keep working toward it. I'm going to end the show as an honor, an ode to a friend of mine who died this past December, JR. A lot of you, if you don't remember, he and I did a lot of shows at the beginning of my podcast. He has moved on to the other way, wherever that is. Of course, with me, it's not heaven. It's just he's moved on. So from now on, I'm going to do an ode to him at the end of every show, just to remember and honor him for his help and what he did for me. So remember, it's not necessarily right or wrong. It's just my perspective. Peace out, everybody. Bye.